Like when you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, the way you put their hand over. Like, don't hit their head, and they've just killed somebody, don't hit their head. I said, you can take the hand away, okay?
Yeah, that aged well. I don't know exactly when it happened, but sometime between 2015 and whatever the hell day it is now, America switched its national pastime from baseball to calling the cops on black citizens for, well, damn near anything. Having a barbecue?
911, what's your emergency?
Trying to get into your own apartment.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Selling water in San Francisco?
White woman in trouble,
Trying to cash your paycheck?
The whistles go woo!
Remember when we saw this at the movies and laughed our asses off?
We got arrested for being black on a Friday night.
Let's face it, black Americans have always been unfairly persecuted since we used to write shit with feathers. And before you start saying how bad white people have it too, a word from the late great George Carlin.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
America seemed to progress in 2008 when this happened. But then this happened.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
And that guy had a major problem with a certain athlete taking a knee to protest police brutality during performances of the Sacred America song before tackle football games. Because how dare some financially unburdened meathead voice displeasure over cops' ability to nightstick whoever the fuck they want? All it took was number 7 on one knee to remind everyone that America has a problem with African Americans protesting. First, they wanted to be seen as equals, and as soon as they were allowed to own land, white America got righteous because they wanted to drink from the same water fountains, attend the same schools, sit wherever they wanted on the bus. Eventually, they convinced the government to allow such outrageous demands after peaceful protests, which were met with a shitload of police beatings, fire hoses, and dogs. So if you need any indication on how America treats peaceful people, there you go. Fast forward to May 2020. America is starting to reopen after being shuttered for 3 months due to COVID-19 and wasted no time in getting right back into mass shootings, car chases, and calling the police on black people. Weeks after the leaked video of Ahmaud Arbery's shooting death at the hands of 2 white men who thought he had robbed a house led to the arrest of his shooters, George Floyd was killed in Minnesota after allegedly trying to spend a counterfeit $20 bill. Number of officers that showed up? At least 4. Reports said that Floyd resisted arrest, but video showed otherwise, but he still ended up on the ground. For 8 minutes and 46 seconds, Floyd had an officer's knee on his neck. The last 2 minutes and 53 seconds, he was unresponsive. After seeing yet another example of police brutality against a black man, Black America woke up, and man was she pissed. But of course, to some, this was another chance for them to claim this was a conspiracy. You see, even after another needless death and all of America getting lit on fire, those people showed up. The false flag folk. The crisis actor assholes. This guy never left, but he's got other things on his mind right now.
I will eat your ass.
So we're just going to skip that part and talk about this guy.
What really do we have to lose?
Turns out, a lot. When COVID-19 hit, everyone watched him try to hand-wave it from America's shores, only to have it explode and launch us into the #1 slot for confirmed cases. And then most deaths. So if you were shocked that his response to 100,000 deaths was lackluster, You might want to take a seat. After protests erupted in every city in America, basically, America looked towards the president for words of compassion, encouragement, and unity. Let's look at what he tweeted. Okay. God damn, I love being motivated. Let's see how that worked. Well, maybe Twitter isn't his platform. He's a man of the people, right? After all, when China was rioting, he suggested Chinese President Xi go out and talk to the people directly. So when protesters gathered outside the White House, Trump marched right outside and had a lengthy conversation with them all, calmed down the nation, and we lived happily ever after. You're just kidding. He locked the door, shut off the lights, and hid in the basement. The next day, he bragged about how excited the Secret Service were at the opportunity to execute a little bam pow on his own citizens, and even threaten them with bodily harm. To reiterate, this was the same guy who said he'd run into a school with no weapons to save kids from a school shooter. And here's what Joe Biden did, so draw your own conclusions. So after tweets and ignoring the problem didn't work, what do you do now? Televised address?
No.
Congressional speech?
Yeah, whatever.
Call in the military? Yes, he did. Trump went and threatened to send federal troops to states he thought weren't being tough enough on protesters so they could be dominated.
Put the boots to him.
And put some stank on it!
But before anyone thinks I'm going to overlook the good things Trump has done, let me direct you to June 1st, 2020. Without fear and a gathering nearby, Trump walked to St. John's Church. He held up a Bible and then returned to the White House. Sounds pretty vanilla, right? Until you realize this came mere moments after he had a group of protesters driven away with tear gas and flash grenades less than a half hour after he declared himself the president of law and order and expressed support for nonviolent people exercising their First Amendment rights. Was that even his Bible anyway?
It's a Bible.
Oh, God damn it.